Hello YouTube, Chrono 16 here. Today's date November 3rd, 2011. With this today's solar update, I want to talk about this particular Sunspot 1339. As you can see here on the screen, this thing is massive. Here's Earth right here, and here's the particular Sunspot 1339. It has already produced two M-class flares within the last 24 hours. This thing has the potential to produce X-class flares. As you can see right here in the report on solarhams.com, and there's a link below this video to go to this website to look at all this data yourselves. Sunspot 1339 produced a moderate-sized M43 solar flare, which peaked at 22:01 UTC Wednesday evening. This region is still not in prime position for Earth-directed explosive. Coronal mass ejection CME was produced, however, it was not bright or Earth-directed. It says here 1339 produces a second M-class flare. Big Sunspot 1339 is back at it again, producing an M2.5 solar flare, which peaked at 11:11 UTC Thursday morning. This is the second M-class event within the past 24 hours, and it is expected to possibly create more moderate flare activity on Thursday. And as it continues to rotate around on the Earth side of the sun, will probably produce even more flares that could be a little bit stronger than that. Now let's go ahead and look at the SOHO data C2 camera. You can see the flare being produced right in this area here as it shoots a slight one off and then another one right there. There we go. Okay, as you can see, it produced that particular flare that they were talking about, at least one of them anyway, and then another smaller flare. Now, what does this mean for us here on Earth? Well, if this thing intensifies, it could mean some power disruptions, uh, which has been caused by other sun flares in the past, and also the earthquake activity will probably more than likely increase. Now, as you can see here, within the last couple of days, there's been a lot of earthquake activity throughout the world. Let's go ahead and add all this here to it. As you can see, all the way down in Australia, activity here is picked up in the northeastern part of Australia, and as this particular sunspot group rotates around, I suspect the activity will even increase, and we'll probably get a major earthquake, a pretty strong earthquake, 7 or above, somewhere on the planet. Now, I can't exactly tell you what these things are going to happen all the time, although I did make a prediction video, I believe it was Saturday or this past Saturday or Sunday, where I predicted certain parts of the world the earthquake activity would pick up because of heating that was going on in the Earth's crust from satellite data that I had looked at. And one of the areas that I predicted that the earthquake activity would increase in was down here in Central America, right here on the map where you see it at, and it has increased. And if you go back and look at that video, you'll see the different parts of the world that I said that the earthquake activity would increase, and it has. And thank God, in other parts where I said it would increase, it hasn't so far. But that report was from Sunday to this upcoming Sunday, the 6th, saying that these earthquakes could take place in certain areas. So hopefully they don't take place, and hopefully there won't be any loss of life. But a lot of them have actually come to pass. And I do suspect with this new solar activity increasing, we will see increased amounts of earthquakes throughout the globe because of sun activity and the strange weather pattern that has been produced here within the last several days or week or so. Um, will also continue to get stranger. Weather is always strange, but the sun activity does affect weather patterns here on Earth. And they've just had a huge snowstorm up in the Northeast there, and they're without power in parts of, I believe it was Connecticut. They're still without power due to a freak snowstorm that went up through there several days ago. So let's keep these people in our prayers. And again, it's always good to be prepared for anything that can happen. And you never know what's going to happen, so make sure you have extra water, food, matches to start fires, or whatever you need. Have it on hand because you never know what's going to happen. It's always good to be prepared. Thanks for watching.